Okay, I don't know what the flickering is all about there. Hey, well, so my version of the racing game won't compile, but the original version would, with the reverse scrolling. Now, I thought it was because of the reverse scrolling, but obviously I'm doing something else. So, it's good news and bad news. The bad news is I'm going to have to rewrite the modifications to make it less shit from scratch. Actually, I've got quite a few versions, but yeah, don't worry, we're not doing that today. Let's check out Nightfall, which is actually Nightfall, but anyway. These are just the D64 images from there. You get CRT, you actually get entire directories actually. Well, zip files extract the entire directories if you extract them, but anyway. Unfortunately, file names are too long. Certainly is not designed for you know, a real C64. It's designed for people using emulators really. So you have to go into the D64 images to find out what's going on. I'm having my free roll up to date. 1995 Michelle Pfeiffer came along and brought me my free tobacco. She hung around for ages. I guess she just wanted sex off me really. I would have obliged, but sadly I wasn't 1995 age either. Zapped 4K. So these 4K games. See, I've been spoilt now because I need screenshots to pick games. Thought that I was going to say Spunky Invaders like Phone Shop. Go and check it out, innit? I think it's episode 2, season 1. So that's Sidearms. Rodman Jr. Doesn't sound good. Rodland and Jumpman Jr. are games I don't really like. Rainbow Islands, New Crack. Rainbow ER. Craptastic competitor says it all, mate. So now and again, these Nightfall people will, you know, what's that, Mario? Will put together Mario Cement Factory. No, I don't know if that's a game or what's going. Put together a whole load of stuff. And you can download it, obviously, from the Nightfall website. Okay, I don't know which is the actual PRG, I'm guessing it's that one. We tried that and it... Is the contrast too low? Right, if anything, it's too high. For the camera. Camera's still flickering today, I don't know why. Well, the image on the camera is LCD. The camera itself is rock solid, it's not phasing in and out. Can't remember what the Star Trek technical explanation for that is. Jockey's moaning because he's not in here. And they're not eating the cheap biscuits. Sadly. That's not just a price thing. The cheap biscuits are from the supermarket. I was going to say cinema. I don't go cinema. I haven't been cinema since 2003ish. I think that's around a year later. I got my first project. I just got fed up going to the fucking cinema. One, because they're all multiplexes, so a whole load of mediocre sized screens instead of one massive one to enjoy one film. And people were making too much fucking noise. So it's a conversion from what though? There's page one, right? Oh, okay. Okay, I don't like that already. This is not good. I don't like new games because people are writing the old rubbish. They'll even try and write Petsky based open world Wild West themed games. Yeah, I'm sure people are saying my game is shit, but I don't really care because you know, the internet is full of dumb shits, especially YouTube. I've seen Petsky robots and it's got a character scroll. It's shit. All because he's put a status panel vertically on the side. It's rubbish. Absolute cock. And there is a demo you can download, and of course it doesn't work. I don't think it was from the official site though. What's in Retrotronic, eh? It's all this stuff, isn't it? Which I've played already. See, the trouble with Batman the movie is, even if I like the first bit, the second bit is very underwhelming for like 1989. I mean, we had Pole Position, a 3D driving game, in like 84, so it's all bollocks, mate. Micro Olympics. The Cycles doesn't work. The Cycles is basically a motorbike version of Grand Prix Circuits. Be nice if it did work, but I think Grand Prix Circuits is better programmed as well, so no big loss. Now I've obviously put He-Man in here for a reason, but couldn't tell you what the reason is. Sydney Hunter, I don't remember Sydney Hunter. I only remember Sydney from VR5, Laurie Singer to You. She was in some films. What was it on Footloose? She was in Footloose. She played the preacher's daughter, John Lithgow. Why are they all like this? So anyway, this directory, well, these directories are meant to be, you know, the best of the releases for what do we call it, CSDB. For a particular month to quarter. They're very irregular. Maybe they should have brown flakes. And they could have regular downloads, didn't you? Like everyone else. Excusings. At least I'm using the tissue. Actually, I don't know why I said that. I always use a tissue, but anyway. There you go. Have a bit more of this coffee. I don't really like coffee. And by that I mean instant coffee. This is Kenko Blue. The least offensive of all the so-called coffees. I'm not impressed by rasters and crap like that anymore. You're Sydney, how great you've been travelling to South America seeking, well, I should say seeking treasures, not seeking for treasures. You could say for seeking treasure. Anyway, during one night you've been captured and made prisoner by a sacred tribe. Oh, that shit was space bar or fire. Ah, no! I don't know if I played this actually. Greetings, strangers. We don't want to hurt you. Our people are in trouble and we need your help. Jack coming out on the camera like crap. You've lost access to the sacred doorway which leads to the ancient mine city. Can you find it? It says enhanced by Hokuto Force. So graphics are nice. Or by the sprite. And yeah, the sprites are nice. Can you jump on that thing? Well, I don't know why you have that there then. Oh, like that is it? Right. Yeah, it's nice for this kind of game. Ah, it's quicksand, that's what it is, right, I see. Oh, I can't go anywhere, oh no. I won't be able to get up there. How would I get up there then? Yeah, you're blocked by the brick wall there. Oh. Hang on, there's a ladder there, hang on. Can't do anything with the ladder. Start me off on that side, why don't you, mate? I'm not sure about the purple and brown business on the muddy bricks. But other than that, yeah, they're okay, the graphics. So I can go up and down them things. How do I get back up them if I'm... Alright, okay. Not that it really matters. Oh, you can jump on the windows. I just come back to this bit. No, I can't have, can I? I'm sure we've been to this bit already. Ooh, why did it slow down there? So now I can't get across there. It's not my kind of game today anyway. Looks alright. You definitely have to map it out and there's no scrolling or anything, so it's not for me, but you might like it. Might be more up your butthole, stroke alleyway. I think they mean the same thing. I only learned English when I was 2 years old. Give me a break in it. I don't know what's going on out there. Now, where the hell did I put them Mastertronic games? I know we ain't done Curse of Sherwood. We have done Non-Terraqueous, I think. Is there anything else that stick out there as not being done yet? There is another Mastertronic game. It's called Wing Commander. Sure, I've seen that somewhere. And of course, you know, it is sort of like a combat flight simulator. I think it was by Creative Sparks or someone like that. Yeah, let's have a look what we got here then. So that's Curse of Sherwood, so we didn't do that one yet. Oh, Pipeline 2, that'd be under task set. And Sailing. Now we've done Wacky Darts. What else is here then? I'm sure we've done Non-Terraqueous and Werewolves of London, right? So it's just, I've done Pipeline 2 already, and I don't want to play Sailing, so I suppose it's Curse of Sherwood. Yeah, and I need to read the solution. I might not want to know the solution. I could do with another coffee and roll up, but I don't think this will take long to load. I'm sure these are very small programs that Mastertronic were buying. It would be nice to see a loading screen, but maybe it never had one. Curse of Sherwood on BASF tape. Oh, no, it looks like Firelord kind of thing. And it's got microscopic instructions on the shitty, you know, Miami Vice stupid pastel colours like fucking pink and turquoise shit. Now actually people take piss out of Miami Vice for like Crockett and Tubbs attire. Can't remember the names. I think it's Trudy and Gina. What they wore was much more ridiculous, relatively speaking. That's enough of that. No, they haven't put the docks in there. I have no doubt it will work. No. Pressing the M key. Oh no! Spectrum graphics. No! Spectrum graphics are okay for the Spectrum. It's the only screen mode the Spectrum has. Well, I hope it picked up that I pressed J for slightly less. Yeah, so for a game like this, maybe a raster split of like brown and blue and shit might have helped. Although because of the way they're done it, that's not really going to work. It won't work on all screens either. I didn't like that. Ooh. The fact that pressing fire button allows you to fire shots. And basically on the C64 it's a style decision, not the only choice. How many shots is it? You need quite a few shots. I hope I'm not limited with these things. I can't get him. Even the sound effects are spectrumy. Why is there slow down here? I can't get the last one, is that right? How am I supposed to get through there then? You dodge him. There you go. I'll keep the sword, thank you. Yeah, that sounds like the attic attack dying noise. I think it's attic attack. There is so much slow down on when things are moving. It shouldn't be the case. And they join these in character graph. Even if they were, they shouldn't be that slow. Magic mushrooms, yeah. In the English garden, magic mushrooms. Although the movie Shrooms was set in Ireland, I believe. Don't quote me on that though. There's a signpost there. Yeah, that slowdown really, it shouldn't be happening. I'm pretty sure they are sprites. If they touch you, you die. I'm going to read the instructions. This warrants further investigation. So we're going to need both sets of reading glasses, no matter what. So anyway, my free roll up number 2 should be coming along very soon, I reckon. So look at this. You need 2 pairs of reading. You need magnifying glass for this, mate. Robin Hood and his merry men are confronted with their biggest challenge to date. The evil cult of something or other has taken control of Sherwood's forest. Why are they in Sherwood? Did they get evicted from Nottingham Forest? Anyway. Okay, I really just need the keys. Controls, right. Up, down, left, right and fire. I would have known those. But it mentions that yeah, they are relying on you as Freitag, Robin and the rest of the band to rid the forest of this evil force. Oh, it's like a rhyming poem type thing for like your quest. It really isn't obvious what you're supposed to do, actually. Having the instructions makes no help. Well, the instructions on the back, you as Friar Tuck are their only chance. Doesn't mention anyone else. Solve the clues hidden in the rhyme and destroy the evil force. It doesn't say how you pick up and drop stuff. So if you can only hold one thing at a time, if I drop the sword then I won't be able to fight. I may have played this, I'm getting kind of, I think it's called Firelord. The, you know, the sequel kind of thing to Saberwolf. Something to do with that anyway. Anyway, can we go this way? Yes, we can actually. Oh no, this is why I hate flip screen games. But luckily, once you've killed him, he's not respawning. So auto respawning enemies on a gauntlet type game are my least favourite of flip screen games. They just don't work. So I got an ice wand. I don't get why I can't use different things, see? Alright, they're just different weapons then, okay. It's not really obvious with this game, I have to say. Biggest problem with this game is this slowdown. And the bigger the sprites are for some weird reason, which makes no difference to, you know, the speed of the machine. The slower things seem to get, so... But they are definitely sprites. It doesn't make sense. Now there could be two sprites, but even so, the only thing being drawn as characters would be the, you know, the circles and the so-called arrows there, I guess. Yeah. Whatever you get unlimited shots, so that's important. See this, why is this so slow? I don't understand this. Okay, so we're stuck already. So this is another game you'd have to map out, actually. But oddly enough, I don't think it's any worse than the other game. Graphical differences aside. Ooh. Yeah, you can't fire up, so it's inferior to Berserk on the VCS. Yeah, I think they could have done a bit more with the conversion. Right, okay. Ooh, we're actually getting somewhere in the game. Yeah, Curse of Sherwood's not bad. I could see if you had this back then, you'd probably have quite a bit of nostalgia for this, even on the C64. It is only a budget game, and it's fairly early, I think, so... Oh, look, and you can go in places as well. How do I talk to him? Probably shouldn't shoot him, but... You could have made your bed there, mate. And why you got nappy on, innit? Nappy and a walking stick. Says it all, really. I think it came in from that side. So, the user-defined high-res character-based mode, which means the background will always be black. You can only change, like, the foreground colour. Although that does appear to be blue behind the white. So if this is not a character-based screen, then you wouldn't know it from the way they've done the graphics. Yeah, it is, look. You see? Come on, man. I bet you need a different way. You need the ice wand, probably, or something else. Ice wand sounds magical, so... You have to avoid them until you get the right weapon. So I probably should have kept the ice one. See, stuff like this is normal. And these are obviously not affected by the crossbow. So maybe the ice wand is for these guys. So I don't know what would sort out the old skeletons. Right, I don't like that. Why did that kill me? Right, so it's a swamp. I don't like this now. You have failed to complete your mission. Regardless, I have played worse games than that. I have played worse full price games. You know me. I have the dubious honour of having played probably the most C64 games of anyone on YouTube, and yet having the least active channel for it. I guess people don't like my voice. Let's load in a nice 50k plus program. Yep, I fancy a roll up, but yeah, I've been using the projector too much again lately, so we've been on the C64 for hours today, I think. Well, I could build some cabinets or something, I suppose. I don't know. I just don't feel like it. Funny thing is, when you're cold, you don't really feel like working in a cold room. Yeah, I didn't put the compiled programs back in there actually. Anyway, let's see if anything stands out in the Mastertronic directory. I didn't take out the thing for Excaliba. I haven't seen it actually. Let's have a quick look. Hey. Yeah, the Codemasters and Mastertronic stuff is all mixed in. So there's SOS. Have we got SOS? Yeah, we've got SOS. Did I play SOS? I said it looked isometric, but you never know. You never know, mate. And they're all Quattro games. Well, I think Spooks looked rubbish. I think that's why I haven't done that one. But, yeah, it's that one. No, I don't like Spooks. No, I've done it already. So. These are all Codemasters. So we ain't got Excaliba here for some reason. Alright. So yeah, Excaliba's probably the last one of these ones here. Bearing in mind I can't play the Mastertronic games I used to play back then. That's not allowed, isn't it? Yeah, Chucky, that's not allowed, mate. There's always one, innit? How am I supposed to put the manuals on there like that? I have to put that one on there and that one on there. That don't really work. This works though. Why isn't that one level? Why is Video Mini's wobbling? Why? Sweep. Oh, we've done sweep. Yeah, I'm not going to do ZZZ. I can't remember who said it, but they didn't really like Starlifter. I can see why. Very simple game. Can't remember when it came out though. That's a bit of a problem. Free roll up number 2. I should get free roll ups. Free roll ups. Maybe not quite free. Let's see how this goes. Yes, I'm smoking the dregs because getting tobacco is actually a risky thing. So it means I have to drive. I don't like driving. Yeah, you eat your cheap biscuits, Aslan. Good boy, good boy. Yeah, like I said, the cheap biscuits is nothing to do with the fact that they're cheap. It's just if I do my own shopping in the supermarket, I can get them as well, you see. They don't always have the Go-Cat biscuits that they like. Hey. Now they seem to be eating more wet food at the moment, the other lot, because they don't, at least half of them don't like these biscuits as much at all. I mean, they eat the go-cat ones like I would eat crisps if it wasn't for this filthy pandemic disease. Live with it, Osiris. Anyway, we've got a bit of coffee. That's not loaded. What's happened there? Hey. Yeah, we'll get 3 out of that. Hey. Yeah, I do. Okay then. There's no point throwing tobacco away. At the end of the day, you are technically throwing tobacco away. Right, it's like that. Won't take long to load, don't worry. Just swap the cups around. Even though this coffee's a bit cold. I've left the window open, so if we've got a clear, here we are. Yeah, it's no good, mate. Right, how's it going, mate? Pulling your nails on the carpet like that, it's a bit rude, isn't it? So anyway, the only way to really rate a machine is to basically have like one real bit of hardware set up with tons of games, preferably unlimited or limited only to what was released. I'm going to have to check out what games come with the the Spectrum Plus 3. Yes, I know I said Spectrum Plus 3. I'm pretty sure you can put a Gotek drive in a Spectrum Plus 3, the same as you can with an Amstrad 6128. And that is a very, very good idea, because you get to use the disc versions. So you don't have to load them up from like an MP3 player via a tape image. Again, no docs. What's going on with you guys? It's Sword of Sedan. Look, you're on the big thing. That was my favourite thing about Sword of Sedan, when you're on that massive, like, freakish dinosaur ostrich type thing. Didn't have that many frames of animation, but stuff did kind of move around quite fast. Although the parallax scrolling is a bit, it's smooth, but it's very slow. It's almost like laggy. That's not bad loading screen. I mean, these probably should have been the other way round. I wonder if that would improve. And not sure why this isn't brown and orange instead of like orange and black. Ah, it's not bad. So we have to find pieces of a door to end the level. So I've learnt something. Are you sure to continue? Yes, sir. Decrunching. God damn it, I forgot to buy, you know, bars of chocolate. Not chocolate bars, just like actual bar of chocolate. I think I've played this because I remember this bit. I try to think what other games I want to do. Ah, my throat feels all funny there. I shouldn't do that. It's trying to get the maximum hit of nicotine, so I smoke less, obviously. I did want to swap over to doing a skiing game. Simply because I thought I couldn't do the reverse scrolling. for a compiled program. Anyway, that program, the original one, that I speeded up probably by about 50%, maybe 65%, just by writing it differently. And there was slight improvements to come, and I reckon that program you can double the speed. It's written in pseudo basic and converted to the C64. So it does print, tab, left string, all this kind of bollocks. Now what I have to do is do a whole listing of like a map of a game. Now I'm gonna use Rally Speedway as my basis and see if I can kind of replicate that. So from what we know so far, if you are going to be doing you know, character based either user defined or Petsky graphics, you have to remember the background color is universal, so you know, you have to pick one where it kind of goes with every color you might want to use. So and actually, if you're doing a racing game where you're checking the collision detectors to see if you've hit anything that isn't the track, then you have to do the track as you know, spaces, just like, you know, the actual background. 0 in the you know, character memory poke. Well, not 0, whatever spaces. I can't remember what it is. But the bytes for that character are like, you know, 8 bytes of 0, so just an empty character cell. I'm sure I've played this, so seeing as I'm still smoking, because I couldn't find the fire extinguisher. Haha! I used to be a funny fucker. I do remember when I was a kid, I liked silly comedies, so I liked the goodies. Really stupid stuff like that. I think it used to bug people, so I'd find the most stupid thing funny. I used to watch Spike Milligan as well, things like that. Not so much Tommy Cooper, because if you don't find his character funny, what he's doing is not particularly funny. Let's make sure there's nothing else. So now I've uploaded Slamball, but I've already done some other pinball games, but I can't remember if they're in the videos that are sitting as draft or so I have to upload the videos. So really it's Codemasters, or actually I could go checking in the buy software publisher. So yeah, I've done those. So as I was saying, if you really want to rate a system, you have to take a system and use it for at least 3 months. No other system. So if you're rating the Commodore 64, it's Commodore 64 plus Tapuino and or SD to IEC. 3 months, not allowed to play any other retro games. Now after you've done that, you would pick like what you probably think is the closest rival for the kind of games you like to play, and for me that would be the Atari. I like scrolling games, so you know, can't think of any other 8-bit micro that had hardware scrolling. So trying to think now. No, they are the only two actually from what I can work out. ColecoVision didn't have hardware scrolling, and nor did the Intellivision. But yeah, if I liked the kind of games my best mate liked, The Amstrad would have been a better computer for me if I avoided all the Mode 1 rubbish. I don't like Mode 1 games. There is no way that upping the resolution from 160 by 200 to 320 by 200 and losing 12 colours is an advantage unless you're doing something like Elite or a wireframe game. Any other, no, don't really. Like I said, those kind of graphics are fine on the Spectrum, but on the Spectrum you can have 16 colours on a line. So you can't do that on the, it's only 4. Yeah, I've played all of these except for Fast Food, and Fast Food looks a bit Pac-Man Pengo-ish. Yeah, I have played all of those. But yeah, used properly, the Amstrad Mode 0 16 colour mode thing, it is actually a phenomenal thing, because you could have all 16 pixels in, like, let's work this out, 1 2 3 4 per, yeah, in one, effectively one character block of a C64. Now if you're going to have scrolling games, you have to have character based mode, and you won't be able to scroll all of colour RAM. I think that is the problem. You can't do, 40 columns times 25 rows times 2 every 50th of a second. I don't know if you could do every 25th of a second. I mean, you can't double buffer that operation either. It has to happen in one frame, because as I stupidly forgot, you can't move colour RAM. So you can double buffer the characters, but their colours will not move, because you can't move colour RAM. It is one. But end of the day, C64 is actually a 1981 bit of technology. Everything the C64 existed in 1981. Everything. There is nothing on the C64 that isn't, summer, autumn, completely finished 1981 technology. I think Mechanicus interests me for some reason. I just can't remember what. McMadam Bumper. I know I don't say that, but it's not funny otherwise. So yeah, that's how I would review systems. Now obviously it's been more than 3 months since I've been effectively playing just C64 games. The VCS stuff is all packed away and all over the place actually. I haven't seen the SNES Mini for like, well, when did they come out? Was it Christmas 2018? That's when I got one. Before I got this camera anyway, that's why there was no reviews on it. Otherwise that would have been the first thing I did, because I don't like the games that you get built in, and I don't want to bugger it up trying to like flash it or something, because you can do that. I thought this was also released in the UK. How do you start a game? See, Air Informatique is a French company. This isn't French though. Looks German. So none of the function keys will start. 1 for 1 player, S to start. What's going on there? It's a disaster. Mad Commodore disaster movie. I don't like switching the damn thing on and off. It's like turning an engine on and off on a classic car. You shouldn't do that. It's the most destructive part of the process when you start an engine, and ditto when you fire up the C64. Especially with the way Commodore made those power supplies, boy. You see, I'm in the scene now. So I'm writing games, so I'm in the scene. So I have to talk like a scener. I'm sure my C64 was still working when my auntie junked all my stuff in the landfill, because I couldn't get back there within the 2 weeks or whatever. Maybe it was just a week, I can't remember. Now, I haven't spoken to them since, even though my parents speak to them. I'm not interested, mate. And that's not the only problem with that family. When I went over there, I was like, yeah, let's go pub. So my oldest cousin, who was only about a year and a half younger than me, he took me to some place that did indeed have a bar and some snooker tables. I thought, oh, okay. It turned out all the women in there were fucking prostitutes, mate. And he was like, yeah, so you can buy me one because I brought you here. I was like, oh, fuck off. Number one, I did all the driving, mate, so, yeah, anyway. Yeah, have to look at, like, is that deflector? There was a game I wanted to play, Zigzag. I think that's Mirrorsoft, isn't it? Answer quickly, hurry up. I think because I moved directories around, they've been copied in alphabetical order, but I could be wrong. No, that's bad. I'm sure Zigzag wouldn't be in here. Oh, no. I'm sure Zigzag is Mirrorsoft. This is the problem with having them by software publisher. You really need 2 SD cards. And this applies for any, any other computer really. And you want to have 2 USB or SD cards or anything like that. And one will be by alphabetical. Or you could just buy a bigger one and put them on the same one. And one will be alphabetical and one will be by software publisher. Because sometimes you just, you want to play Zigzag, innit? What did Supernova do? Sea Ranger. It did a bit more things. Battle 2000. I don't like plane combat and tank combat. Battle 2000, is that also an Atari knockoff for Battlefield? Sorry, Battle Zone. I think I have actually played most of these. But I gotta play something, innit? How many minutes? We played hardly any games and it's like more than 54 minutes. Although I had 2 roll-ups. Very selfish channel. These are terrible colour combination, absolutely terrible. The green, and therefore also the light green, is massively brighter than the blue on the C64. So light green on the C64 colour registers for the palette is actually brighter than turquoise, which is wrong. And it should actually be about the same, because you add it, but it's because the blue is so weak. And actually, if you were going to do a game in shades of green, you you would use green, turquoise, and then light green, and obviously white and black or dark grey. Dark grey worked quite well. Right, okay. Shift main thrust, thrust right, thrust left. F1 to start, right, okay. It's not really stopping me, is it? It's not stopping me. I'm doing different thrustings and it's constantly going there. Do you have to do main thrust at the same time? It's a terrible game. I thought it'd be in basic for a second there, but it's obviously compiled basic. If you did that in compiled basic, you know, you shouldn't be impressed. Maybe for actual basic that you can press run stop on. So I haven't turned off the non-maskable interrupts. That's another thing you can do. Because I can't get to the restore key on my Windows Vice keyboard, you know, I don't know if I should do that. So compiling and turning off the non-maskable, the interrupts, except for the non-maskable interrupts. That is, and improving the code. It should be possible to do a racing game on the C64. I'm gonna say like acceptable quality for like 1984 budget. Now, if you can do that, basic is quite easy to get to grips with. It's limiting. You'll hit the limits quite quickly, but Puppy Paws Penny, as she's now called, is maybe they're hungry. So when the camera runs out, I'll go and put them something different. The biscuits are not doing it for them, obviously. Yeah, let's just do a sort. Yeah, I wanted to play Zigzag, and I'm sure I've downloaded Zigzag and put it on the bloody thing. Might actually be in the root directory. Definitely put it on the system though. So right, okay, it's not in there. No. Yeah, it's not here. I don't think I would have put it in there. All my programs are in here. It's a good thing I found them, because in there is a program I wrote to test reading and writing, you know, files. You know, database kind of stuff. Which, if you're doing a multi-load game and you want to save your progress, it's actually quite important. I think I'm going to do some live tape testing, so let's go and sort the cats out.